Welcome back to Reading Season 4. You know the drill at this point. We're going to take Reading to the top of the game sustainably, investing wisely and watching our young squad grow. We're pushing for the Champions League this season. Let's have a quick look at our objectives. Can't see any ones here that we will struggle with, so we should see Brendan Rodgers have an even higher rating at the end of the season. We're welcoming Gianluca Prestiani back to the squad after his loan spell with Juventus in the second half of last season. That had the required effect, boosting him in his overalls really well. He's up to an 84 at this point. Fatih Ali also gone out on loan this season, seeing as Prestiani's back in the squad. We'll be refreshing some of our younger players at the start of this season. Going to let a few go as we did last year. Already we've let Nesta Guinness-Walker, we couldn't agree his contract renewal with him. Kea and Ali also leaving the club, but I think the big departure of those youth players is Katie Gordon leaving the club for 13.2 million to Real Sociedad, a player who hardly featured for the first team. That's a great bit of business. A couple of new arrivals as well. Kleber Castro, great name, great potential as well. He'll be coming in to play left back, give us a little bit of competition in that position. I believe that's where we're weakest in our starting 11. With European football, the competition and freshness that comes with a bigger squad will be very important. We found another youth player in the free agent market, Ronnie Ziegler, centre attack midfielder. He's 77 rated overall, looks like a real potential player for the future. And this is how we'll line up for our first game against West Ham United. And we started the game at the London Stadium strong, puts it into Cassidy, who squeezes it in from the tight angle. And Prestiani announced his return on the score sheet. And he turned provider after 55 minutes, doing so well to get onto that bouncing ball and laying it on a plate for Botway to make it 3-0. But after that we switched off completely defensively, Vitinha laying it onto Kessie, and then Edwards gave away a penalty, allowing Kessié to grab a double for himself. But that was enough to convince Brendan to return to the transfer market. Brazilian centre-back prospect Reece joins the club for 36 million quid plus Metin Kara. He will also be our crucial defender signing, one of our objectives. The B team got us off to the perfect start in the Conference League. Ayala opening scoring for us, and then Edwards and Draper combining to double our lead. We ended up walking our group and progressing all the way to the final. Prestiani getting the assist for the opener, Ayala putting his head right in danger but getting the reward. Ayala was getting more minutes in the Premier League at this point as well. Castro getting an assist for the club. We did concede in this one, McGinn pegging us back, but then the youngster Ivan Colombo re-established our 2-goal lead. The next highlights against Liverpool, Kone putting the ball through to Fresnada to run onto, the right wing back getting amongst the goals. Kone got his second assist just before half time. There's so much space here for Botway to run into, and he makes no mistake with the finish. And it was dreamland at the break as Prestiani's cross was met by Cassidy to make it 3-0 to the Royals. And that's how it ended. Those Liverpool players trying to work out exactly what has happened to them at the Mad Stad. Could this Reading team be emerging as title contenders? 4th place in the league, tight between us and Chelsea down in 5th, but only 5 points separating us and Manchester United in that top spot. See how many goals we've scored there, 62 goals in 24 outings so far for the Royals. Our next game was against 7th place Tottenham, Castro winning the ball back here early in the second half. Cassidy, Prestiani, Kone onto Botway, so much space for him to pick his spot, and he goes for that top right corner. And we made light work of this Spurs team in the second half. Cassidy a little lofted ball into Kone, down to Fresnada, who puts it past the keeper, 2-0. And rounded off by the youngster Wilson, so much time in the middle of this box to pick a little spot. Next set of highlights was Wolves, Diaz back in the squad, into Cassidy, and what a ball that is to Prestiani, and what a finish from the winger. Kone extended our lead, laying it on a plate to Prestiani to roll it in for 2-0. We made light work of them. Fresnada, a great ball in. Botway, a towering header. We're showing this season will put these teams away. Similar goal for number 4 before half-time. What a result this is at the moment. Fresnada lays it across. Botway, hat-trick in the 57th minute. A 5-0 mauling against Wolves. And that's where the improvements have been this season, putting teams like Wolverhampton away. And that's put us up into 4th position. A couple of points clear of Chelsea, but I reckon we can hang on in there. Now then, we will check in on our final league position, see if we've got that Champions League football. After this one, the UEFA Europa Conference League final, Reading against Valencia. We made light work of the challenges put before us as we walked into this final. Winning this game would be the icing and the cherry on the cake of this season. We were in cruise control for the majority of this game, getting the opener just before half-time. Kone into Fresnada in acres of space. It's been a real pattern of play this season, and he slots it into the far corner as he has done time and time again. What a big goal for the club. And it was a quick-fire double for this Reading team. Cassidy getting down the left wing and picking out the run of Kone, who slots home the volley for 2-0. A huge moment for this club, for the players, for Brendan himself, and for, of course, most importantly, that fan base. Cassidy approaches the podium and lifts the conference trophy. It's a lovely looking trophy, that actually. First of many for the club. Let's have a look then at our final league standings. Wow, not only did we hang on to Champions League football, we got a boost in our final position, finishing 2nd in the table, only behind Manchester City. United dropped off a little bit, allowing us to sneak in. Let's look at some stats then to round out season 4. 28 goals for Jean Botway as he took home the golden boot. Kone also ending with 20 goals for the season. But arguably the star of the season yet again was Stefan Kone. 27 assists in the Premier League for the right winger. That's a new record in the Premiership. Bentley just the 9 clean sheets this season, but as I said, a step in the right direction. Hopefully the shot stopper can push on in season 5. And a look at some overalls for the season. Jean Botway up to an 80. Finally, the big striker gets that 80 rating. Kone up to an 85. Ayala also finished on over 20 goals this season, a big achievement from the bench. 14 goals, 13 assists from Prestiani, really beginning to show his worth for the club. High ratings as well for Cassidy and Fresnada. So it will be Champions League football at the Madstad in season 5. I believe this team is about ready to compete on the higher stage, especially when you've got players like Stefan Kone, who must be amongst the best players in the world at this stage at the club. I think the big decision in season 5 will be who starts in that defensive midfield position. It would be Finlay Hutchinson, who stepped in for Diaz when he was injured this season, or will Diaz keep his spot? If you are enjoying the series, make sure you give us a like and subscribe. But until next time, over and out.